Hola, tis I, Alycia. How are you? I hope you're well. We're going to look into the curse of Lake Lanier. This is something recently has been popping up again because there's been multiple mysterious passings happening at the lake. I had no idea about this lake. I still don't know all of the myths, the rumors, all of the jazz that's going on with the lake. But let's see if we can figure out what's going on. So if you don't know the history, I've got a little bit here to share with you. It has been constructed right on top of a historically black town of Oscarville, Georgia in 1956. The lake wasn't created to be recreational, however, that is what it is now. It was meant to supply water from the Chattahoochee River to towns and cities in Georgia. In the 1830s, the Cherokee inhabitants were expelled from their ancestral lands, sent away along the Trail of Tears, so it's more than 4,000 Cherokee passed away on this journey. In 56, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, they flooded 60 square miles of Forsyth County, including the town of Oscarville, to create Lake Lanier. Under the water went farmland, homes, shops, a stadium, and a cemetery or two. There's multiple different stories. I don't know if there was more than one cemetery, but it was an entire town that was flooded. They kind of like left everything. Buildings that were and could be moved were moved. Many family cemeteries had their remains disinterred and relocated, but buildings that were too difficult to move were left behind, as were countless unmarked graves and a few abandoned cemeteries. The stadium seating from the Looper Speedway emerges like a ghost from the water during droughts. Over the years, there's been numerous cases of people gone missing, they've drowned, they've died under strange circumstances while at the lake, and the number of deaths, I've seen it vary, but one of the numbers is 700. It could be less, it could be more, since its construction in 1956. So some believe that there's many reasons why the lake is just kind of super deadly. Legend asserts that the vengeful and restless spirits of those whose graves were flooded are behind the hauntings, or by people who were persecuted and driven out are behind the curse. So we'll see. There's the story about the Lady of the Lake. This is a story when Delia Mae Parker Young and Susie Roberts took their car for a joyride, and they careened off of a bridge, and they had been at a dance. They were young, in their early 20s, and I guess they were just driving how young people do, and they were gone. Susie's body remained in the car until divers discovered it, still in that car at the bottom of the lake in 1990. Can you imagine? But Delia's decomposing body was discovered by a fisherman in 1959, still wearing scraps of the blue dress she had worn that night she drowned. Locals claim they'd seen her ghost at the edge of the lake, wearing that same blue dress with handless arms and an eyeless face. Some say she's tried to drag them underwater to join her. There's another story about this white mob that terrorized blacks in the community over an alleged crime. Racial tensions were high in the county in 1912, which was located in the area where Lake Lanier is now. The Gainesville Times report that there were two black men implicated in a crime against a white woman, and one was beaten and hung. The 24-year-old suspect named Rob Edwards. The group of whites that were a part of the mob continued their rampage, eventually causing almost all of the black residents to move. Historians reviewed the evidence and believe this was a terrible way that they handled the situation. And there was three others that were implicated, and eventually they were found innocent. The bullying found that this group of white people, psychos, was horrible, and the legend states that the ghost of the disgraced blacks of the town may be haunting the lake looking for justice. Okay. And then this is where I said I don't know exactly how many cemeteries are there. Another person thinks that the alleged ghost at the lake are all from the cemeteries, the graves that were disturbed and relocated when Oscarville was forced to close so that the lake could be formed in its place. There are 20 cemeteries at the time, and 250 families were currently living in Oscarville, forced to leave their homes. So some of them left their loved ones behind in the cemetery. So all sorts of crazy things happening at Lake Lanier. 2023 apparently has been a really busy year for people passing away there. So Yikes. If you know of specific odd passings at the lake that you want me to look into, let me know in the comments. I'll see if I can get to it. But anyhow, we're going to get into it. I have to tell you, it's a tarot card reading, oracle card reading, all for entertainment purposes, not fact, my opinion, psychic downloads, all that jazz. We're going to bring back out our Twisted Tarot Tales. We haven't seen this deck for a while, but you know how I love it. We're going to use the Mystery House and the Witch's Bruja Oracle and maybe the Dark Romance Oracle. See what we got going on. So let's start with, let's get some basic energy about Lake Lanier. What is behind these hauntings at Lake Lanier? What can we know? And if you haven't yet, join me in the Moonmoth Manor, AlyciaWicker.com. Get access to these videos before anybody else, and other videos I don't share here on Tube of the U. Trick or treat giving ghost. There's definitely a ghost out there. Disguise, costume pretending. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if this is a thing that happens, but I'm going on this idea of when people are in the desert and they see a mirage and they think they're seeing things. If there's some type of other similar thing like that happening out there. Fear, horrified. That could tie into the men terrorized by the a-hole mob. Perseverance, setting down their roots. You're not going to force us out. Oh, thank you, Zoltar. That's what we're doing right now. Okay. Creeper, uninvited guest, uncomfortable. People who are going to the lake are uninvited guests. You're not supposed to be here. Get out. This is our place. Our place, our property. Unpredictable. Whatever is there, I think there's multiple things going on there. There's ghosts of people of the past. There's people who are very territorial. There's some other little more malevolent type thing going on there. Shadow people, hidden secrets. The Bruja with the wisdom. And celebration, special occasion, reunion, the desire to bring more people down into the lake. That's a part of that nefarious element in there. There's something dark in that lake. I'm thinking too, with a part of the thing that's darker in the lake, I would not be surprised to hear there's people who have a premonition they shouldn't go out on that lake and then end up dying out there. There's something to that. There's something that's like a hunter type. Unforeseen. Future. That's that whole the predictions. People are having premonitions, like there's plans. That's weird. It's complicated because I think there's multiple things going on there. Messages. They're foreshadowing, and that's the weirdest thing. Why are they telling them? Okay, so why are they telling them? It's a game. It's a luring. This is a nasty thing. It's a game. It's like do you trust your intuition or do you not? Toxicity. There's some type of poison. Well, you got that right. There's some type of poison. Gosh, is that like, I don't know. You guys are always smarter than me about these things. Like, I think I want to call it a siren. You know, something that beckons somebody into the water. There's some type of element like that. because there's this whole idea, there's something that really gets off on people underestimating the lake, people disrespecting the lake, and people wanting to get revenge for past bad acts. There's a lot of elements going on here. So let's start with first the Lady of the Lake. What's her deal? Let's just ask it that way. What's the Lady of the Lake's deal? Is she there trying to do some shady stuff? She just wants to be remembered? Is she cautioning? What is she doing? There she is, the lady at the lake, the star. Ten of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. That's the past. Ace of Swords. Queen of Swords. She's like a, I wonder if she's a part of the, she's like a warning. She's like, look at me, I'm a warning. This is a scary area. Pay attention to me, I'm warning you, warning you. Four of Pentacles, like I'm warning you, like be very careful coming to the lake. So it's like she's saying, look at me, I'm a cautionary tale. I'm a cautionary tale. You don't want what happened to me to happen to you. I'm telling you the truth. There's a bigger force at the lake than you realize. Lady at the Lake, those two girls, they might need their own reading. So she's just basically, she shows up and it's like, danger, danger, danger. I'm trying to warn you. Be careful of what's going on here at the lake. All right, let's see if the Rob Edwards and the others, I don't have their names, the three others that were implicated, but they were innocent, if they're trying to get justice. Nine of Pentacles, Three of Wands, in the past, the Hanged Man. Oh, I love me a sleeve stack. The Fool, Queen of Wands, Eight of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. I don't think it's them. Out of the four of them that would purported to be there, I don't, early on, this is how it comes through. Early on, there was this idea of, let me stick around in this lake area and get me some justice. Let me see how I can manage to get that to happen. How can I use my abilities on the other side to manipulate things? There was some idea of that. I think there may have been some of that going on, but I don't think it was all of them. A lot of them were gone. And it doesn't seem like that's a constant thing. It's like they're not still trying to do that. So I don't think that's them. So let's see about the cemetery or cemeteries. Is it someone from the cemeteries who's trying to take some more souls with it? Six of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Seven of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Wands. There might be a few spirits of the past that are there that belong to the cemetery somewhere in there. It's not a major thing though. Like, this is more of a thing where they are wanting, some of the spirits related to the cemeteries at the bottom of the lake are wanting acknowledgement. It's very sad energy. It's almost like they want to be recognized above ground. It's like they're gone and forgotten. This is just very sad energy. It's like their story is like not, like rumor. It's a myth. It's a legend. They're not being acknowledged. That is more of a sad energy in the lake, but that is not what's behind this thing that's trying to lure people into the lake. Okay, let's get to that then. What is this energy in the lake that's nefarious? Emperor. This is like a head, God, a big demon, I guess we'll say. It's got I don't know, it's like an invasion, an infection in the lake. It's that type of energy. It's almost like that's its domain. Oh, gosh. That's kind of a fitting thing, isn't it? This is a very smart entity. It's an evil entity. It's very smart. It plans out what it's trying to do. It's almost like it wants to recruit through the people who pass on the lake. And this is the thing that's getting in people's heads and sending them premonitions. And it's almost this thing that they send the premonition and it's like, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't go out to the lake. And they're like, no, you're just like doubting yourself. You don't know. Don't buy into that. You can handle yourself. Come on now. It's a whole mind game. There we go. It's a damn devil. That there's a demon in the lake. I think there's multiple demons in the lake. I think there's like a, whatever you want to call it, and I don't even want to say that word, but there's a bunch of them in that lake. Okay, well. What's the long-term game plan then for the lake in terms of, apparently the demons are the ones that are in charge there. Are they, God, I don't know. What is the long-term outlook here on that lake? What is the demon's goal? What are they afraid of? I don't know. They want to like recruit. They're like a demonic MLM. They want to bring people into their pyramid. Yeah, they want to bring them into their sick, twisted stuff. This is like it's like a demonic recruiting zone. You know, that's all this is. It's the weirdest thing. It is the weirdest thing that just, and they want to continue that. All of these souls that get in there, it's almost like, well, if you don't have a strong spiritual foundation, you could have a choice to go to the light, but since you're here, come on in. The concern here with the El Diablo energy there is that someone would perhaps do an exorcism on the lake. They don't want that. Oh, That would bring down all of their plans exponentially. They do not want that. So, okay, so the fear is Six of Pentacles. The fear is that maybe somebody would, if there's a story, folklore, something, a conjuring ceremony that happened in the past, that the story of that would get out, and then that would lead to someone wanting to exorcise the lakes in some way. They don't want that. But there seems to be, there's some story of a conjuring that invited them to take over. Their obsession is taking souls, leaving behind sadness, depression for all the people that are lost. That's okay. Ugh. Ugh. Their driving desire, Knight of Swords. It's just that whole thing where they're fighting for souls. Like, it's, I can't even say it enough times. It's a recruitment center. It's weird. And that's interesting. 10 of Wands. Ten of Wands. Okay, so the main obstacle here is it's not as easy to recruit. I mean, it seems like they're doing a bang-up job at getting people to pass away at the lake. But there is something here where it is kind of a burden, like once people pass and they have a choice to go to the light or stay with them, there is some problem there with that. But it's almost like, well, we'll take them out at the lake, and once we have them in the lake, then I think we can persuade them. But they don't have actually, like, they don't have a good success rate at recruiting for their side. That's a big burden for them. Maybe they should check in with Scientology and see what they're doing. It's just that they're having a problem keeping people on the bad side. So that would tell me that either people who are going there have some type of strong faith and don't want to be hanging out there, or their recruitment package just sucks. Oh God. Anyway, this has been interesting. So thank you for suggesting I read on this. I've never seen anything like this. Gosh. Anyhow, and I totally want to look into those girls now. Anyhow, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you appreciated this video. I'm not going to say enjoyed because that's the wrong word. And I want you to stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. Adios.